Good evening, everybody. I really would like to welcome everybody to the Duncanville Chamber of Commerce and the Duncanville Rotary Club presents the 35th Annual 2018 Candidates Forum. My name is Mark Boyd, and I have the honor of serving as the Duncanville President for the Rotary Club. And this is always very exciting, and I'm glad to see a good turnout. I would like to bring up, if I could, for our prayer, Ginger Hertenstein, and our pledge, Stan Smith.
Do we pray first? Okay, just checking. You do not have to stand while I pray, but if you would like to, you can. Maybe we should stand. Let's stand. Candidates, leaders, citizens, let's bow in prayer. God, we come to you tonight as we embark on the road to electing new city officials, listening to the ideas and ideals of prospective leaders. You have established a course for well-ordered civil authority, for you, God, rule the nations. And if you rule nations, you rule states and cities and the hearts of people. Thus, we attend these discussions with an attitude of civility, with a heart of grace. We are also neighbors who are inclined to pray, for prayer happens all across this city. We are in concert with parents and students and men and women, children and business owners, teachers, volunteers, those working and those retired, new residents and longtime city builders. Prayer is a most valuable endeavor, so hear our prayer, Lord. In a short time, some will be elected to step up to the challenge of city government. Thus, it is best that we kneel down and ask for your help. For without you, no one has great enough answers to establish righteousness and justice. No one has the necessary insight without vision from above. We invite your oversight, for we are passionate about this city's future. It's a wonderful city, and we are here because we desire for it to prosper, and we are willing workers. As these candidates consider tonight's questions, may an overriding spirit of cooperation preside among these men and women. We ready ourselves to consider their words and decide. Let us not be driven by personal agenda, but inspired by hope for the collective good of our citizens. Let us bring our best to the conversation, thinking not of ourselves and our wants, but considering our neighbor as ourselves and the greater need of all. In this small way, we become a community in unity. In unity, through your vision, God, we can accomplish great things. So we pray for that tonight, because it is always best to pray and to never give up. In the powerful name of your Son, amen. Amen. Now you can.
If you would, we're going to do our nation's pledge first.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So join me for the Texas pledge.
On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you so much. I would also like to introduce our moderator for tonight, Casey Chesser. Everybody give him a hand. I'm glad this is my part. So, also a couple of items that I just want to let everybody be aware of is that they have the camera here down the center aisle. So if anyone does have to leave, if we could go out and around and make sure that we don't get in their way. That way we can have a clean production for everyone else to see. So I appreciate that. So this time I'm going to turn it over to Casey and let him go on with more introductions. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate it.
Well, good evening again, everybody. We want to welcome everyone to the 35th Annual Spring Candidates Forum hosted by the Duncanville Chamber of Commerce and the Duncanville Rotary. Again, my name is Casey Cheshire. I'm past chairman and board member of the Duncanville Chamber, as well as moderator of tonight's discussion. First and foremost, we do want to thank our candidates for being here, but more importantly, we want to thank you, voters and community stakeholders, for taking the time to either attend tonight's forum or by watching online on duncanvillechamber.org. There is really no level of government that is more directly responsible for serving your community than your locally elected officials. In fact, locally elected officials have more impact and influence over citizens' everyday lives than occurs on a national level. From public safety, local ordinances, economic development goals, public transit options, parks, recycling efforts, the list goes on and on. These individuals help decide what your community's priorities are and help steer how your community will be run. So your voice matters, and by you tuning in today, you are taking the steps to get to know your candidates and learning more about their stances in the community. What we are doing tonight is extremely important, and the hopes of the Duncanville Chamber, the Duncanville Rotary, is that we provide a nonpartisan, unbiased, and impartial format for community members to make an informed vote. So again, we want to thank you for doing your part. At this time, I would like to introduce our candidates that are here today. We will start for Duncanville City Council District 2. We have Don Burnett. Don, if you please rise. Thank you, Don. We'll do that, right, yes. And then we have another person that is on the ballot, Misty Dawn Bain, who was not able to attend tonight due to previously scheduled engagement. For our City Council District 4, we have Jeff Burton. Jeff, please rise.
Good evening.
We have Mark Cooks. And then we have Brenda O'Bain.
O'Brien.
O'Brien, I'm sorry, they do that. All right. For Duncanville City Mayor, we have Janet Harris. For our other two candidates, we have Barry Gordon, who is out tonight, who is sick with the flu, and then we have Matthew Jones, who elected not to participate in tonight's forum as well. I do want to quickly review the candidates forum format. You do have a copy of this in your packet, so I want to make sure that everyone refers to that. I will tell you that our candidates did already respond to 2 questions that's available in the packet that you received at the front door. They also use their biographies. Just to quickly kind of tell you what those questions that they've already responded are, is what is the biggest issue you see facing the city of Duncanville, and what would you do to address it? And then number 2, why are you running for the office, and why should voters consider you the most qualified candidates? So again, the answers to those questions are available in your packet. This is also available for download right now on duncanvillechamber.org. Again, our format for tonight, the candidates did draw for order earlier this evening, and then they will alternate on the questions as opening and closing statements. They will be given a 3-minute opening statement, and at that time, after that, they'll answer the 3 questions. The candidates, actually there was a committee from 6 members, a committee from 3 from the Rotary, 3 from the Chamber that organized the questions. And we have 2 timekeepers that are going to help here, making sure we stay on track there as well. And after that, after they answer those questions, the first candidate will have an option to do a 30-second rebuttal if they choose to do so. And then they'll have a closing statement of 1.5 minutes for at the conclusion of it. I would like to ask now if everyone will put out their electronic devices. Out of respect to our candidates that are going to be speaking here pretty soon, please either turn those off or put those on silence. That way that's not going off. So we appreciate you guys doing that as well. I do want to give you a heads up. This video will also be available for viewing actually by the weekend on duncanvillechamber.org. And then at the end of the conclusion of tonight's event, our candidates will be available outside for about 30 minutes to visit with you guys more on a one-on-one basis. So again, at this time, we are going to be starting with our District 2 representative. So Mr. Don Burnett, please come forward. Don, you'll have a 3-minute opening statement.
Good evening. I'm glad to see all of you here. And I'm Don McBurnett, and I am running for the District 2 City Council. And just to let you know a little bit about myself is that Duncanville. I have lived in Duncanville for numerous years, and my family has been here and we have a legacy here. My mom's involved in several activities, as well as my dad was a developer here. I'm interested in this city because the city does, it's a home for us. And I'm interested in things, seeing things being done, such as the infrastructure. And so what you're going to see from me is you're going to see somebody that can build a consensus. You're going to see somebody that doesn't have an agenda. The only agenda that possibly is to make Duncanville better. This city means a lot to us. And the things that I would focus on are the infrastructure. If we're going to bring the infrastructure in here, we are going to bring more business in here as well. We need to take care of our city because it is aging. So with that, I'm going to end this and just say thank you for your time.
You can stay up here. And again, we have 3 questions that were prepared by our legislative committee. The first question, Don, we're going to have you, again, you have a 1-minute response to this, is the cost of the city services increases annually. What would you have to happen for you to propose either raising taxes or cutting city services?
The city services that we have are good. Now, those would need to be evaluated, okay? If there's a choice of raising taxes or cutting, we just need to weigh out the benefits of it. The taxes here have been recently been better from the standpoint because we have higher property values and the tax base is going better, so we can cover it. I would not like to increase taxes for our citizens, okay? But if we have to cut, we'll look and see what we can review. Thank you.
Okay. Don, your second question is, what are the mass transit needs for the city of Duncanville, and would you be in favor of a bus transit as the initial phase?
Duncanville is not that large of a city. But however, it could use some transit. And I am not as inclined to be in favor for a bus transit as I would be for other alternatives, whether it be a rail or some other item along that line. This city has other opportunities that it can look at and try to make it where you can have transportation available. So one of the ways we can look at for transportation is to explore the options such as potentially something along with the city that you can design a program. Okay? And I appreciate that question. Thank you.
Last question is, do you think that the comprehensive plan that has been adopted by the city council will ensure that Duncanville will optimize its potential? Why or why not?
Duncanville does have a comprehensive plan, and it is a guideline that's used and should be used. There's been a lot of work that's gone into it. There's been a lot of investment into it. It's a plan, and it's a start for development and redevelopment in this city. The comprehensive plan's been set up, and there's a vision for this city, and that would help in the development and the redevelopment of the city. The plan for the city is available, and it's something that the citizens can look at as well. I would tell you to look at it. I would also say to review it, because the plan is something that will move Duncanville forward. Thank you.
All right. And Don, you do have an option for a 1.5-minute closing statement if you would like.
I'm running for District 2 City Council as a concerned citizen. I think that our city needs some help. I think that our city needs to improve its infrastructure. You have a candidate, again, that's not going I'm here to help the city, I'm here to work with the city, I'm here to work with the citizens. The city itself needs to work on its infrastructure. The city itself, again, needs to do that. I can span across there. I have the business knowledge, I have budget knowledge,